everyone's having a wonderful day outside in their garden like I am. It's a little cloudy, but it is not raining, so it's a perfect time to get outside and get a few projects done to prep for all of the gardening I'll be doing this year. So as you know, I do garden throughout the year, but it's definitely not on the big basis that I do in the summer and fall. So I like to, before I even start planting anything for summer or fall, I like to have a plan in mind, and some of that includes changes to the garden. So the best time right now, before you're getting everything settled into the garden, is to make any changes you might want to. So it's a great time to think about things that worked last year for you and things that didn't, or maybe something you just want to change on how the garden works for you. You want to make sure your garden is providing exactly what you want it to, whether it be food or maybe just a place to relax, or both. Like mine, I like to have both spaces. And sometimes you start throughout the year, every season's a little different. You decide what works for you and what doesn't. For me, a few of those things, because I have the chicken coop also in my garden, I want to in the future, I have a large project planned, but that's not going to happen quite yet. So all the other little projects that I can do before then, this is the perfect time to do it before I get super busy. So I'm going to show you a few of the things that I have planned for some changes in the garden, and we'll go from there. I'm so excited to share. All of the projects at the moment that I'm going to be doing in the garden, I want to just use all the things that I have already. I'm not going to go out and spend a bunch of money to completely redo anything when I have some things that are working and some things are not. So that means I can use items from the things that are not working to repurpose them into things that I think will work better. So that'll be one of the things I'm going to do with this first project, or one of the first projects. Will be using bricks from a raised bed that hasn't really been very productive for me compared to what I think it'll help in a different use. Okay, so this is one of the little projects I'm going to be doing. Basically, the large project that I was talking about will make all of this need to go away anyway, and I have to say this particular bed hasn't really given me anything extra in the garden. It hasn't really provided me with a whole lot of extra space for growing vegetables. So what I want to do in the future will provide more things and be more productive for the garden. So I'm going to go ahead and take this out, basically just the stacked up bricks, move the cold frame to a different bed, and I'm going to use the bricks in another project by the coop. Okay, so this is the area that has given me some problems regarding the chicken coop. This is the area I'm gonna make an area for the bricks out of that old bed, and basically, as you can see, I've actually cleaned it up a lot out here, but obviously since the coop just is wire, they fling all of the sawdust out the sides, and then that makes a big mess out here on the parts that I don't want to look like a chicken coop. So it's an easy change. So my plan is to stack bricks here to make like a little miniature patio. Hopefully it'll be just a little higher so we don't get at least nearly as much of the sawdust out, and then that way I could stack up my plant pots there like I had previously, and it'll look nice, and if there is a little sawdust you won't notice it as much. So because I'm going to be covering this area up, it's silly to leave the nice flagstone here, so I'm going to pull that up, get it leveled out a bit. There's already gravel underneath this also, so it'll help to level it, and then I'll put the brick down and I will use the flagstone on the outside. So this is what I'm going with so far. We've got like 3 different directions of bricks at the moment, but I feel like having them tall standing upright in the back is obviously going to give the most space tall without having to stack so many bricks. So we're going to go with this, and then I'm going to keep extending this with the bricks just laid like this top row right here. So this is what I have ended with. I really like it actually. Normally, if you see me in my other videos where I'm doing brick, I do a lot of stuff with brick around my garden, but I would normally put the flat layer on here, level it out, which I did that, and then I would fill it in with sand or dirt or something. But because it's right next to the chicken coop, I know these ladies will do that job for me in no time, so I'm not worried about that. And then so basically what I just did the tall level back there, and then I put it on the side for one level here just for a little more strength against these guys, a little more surface area. And then I just did one level on the bottom, level it out after each brick. That's pretty much what you have to do. You might have to go back and do a little more leveling too once you've got them all laid out. There's a little slope here. And then I just added one layer on the edge just to keep even more in. Plus it kind of looks like a little miniature raised bed. And so what I'm going to do here is just put in some things that are already planted in pots. So I'll just put them on here and it'll be great drainage for them and it'll look nice. And all this moss that's growing on the bricks will continue to grow on them, and I hope it'll just look like an old country garden right next to the chicken coop. Now I'm going to take these flagstones that I had where the brick was and extend from the chicken coop door over to this way so it has a nice little path there. Okay, so I just got the rest of the flagstone laid out, and I just added a few of my potted plants in here just to see how it would look, and I really like it so far. If you are doing something like this around your chicken coop, and like I did for all around the chicken coop, I have beds all around it. You just want to make sure that either they can't reach whatever is planted there if it is poisonous to them, or just plant things that is okay for them to eat, because I found out that pretty much they're going to reach just about anything. So I usually plant a lot of rosemary, which is what's in there, lavender, there's some sage in there, and then that's just a dormant cherry tree. So that'll get moved anyway, but for now that one's fine. And they can't reach this one, so just an angel vine, but I really like it, so I'm happy with this, and I think it looks better, and hopefully will serve a purpose of keeping some of that sawdust out of the walkway. We'll see.